was on agreement with Tyreek Hill getting hurt this season. There's no qualms about that. So for the next award, and I'm gonna start with Bob on this one. Texas defensive end Will Anderson Jr. winning NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. Your thoughts on Will Anderson, Bob?
And boy, it's tough because there was a lot of defensive rookie standouts this year, but nobody that really had an absolutely spectacular season. So when that happens, I think it's always going to revert back to edge rusher because that's kind of the glory position on the defense now. And I think Will Anderson, I thought it at the time was an outstanding pickup for the Texans. He adds so much speed to the edge. And anytime you have an athlete of that caliber, that's gonna elevate your entire defense. And I think that Will Anderson deserved the award because of that. His ability to elevate, his athletic ability just manages to elevate that entire Houston defense.
Okay. Jeremy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Bob on this one. I mean, I think there were a lot of names you could have thrown in the hat, but Anderson Jr. and the way that team came out this year, I mean, same like Stroud, that team is a completely different team than it was last year. You look at those two guys and the impact that they had in taking that team to a completely another level. It's just, I mean, I feel like that was an easy decision when you look at the list of people and the impact that he had. Same as CJ Stroud on the offensive side, and how that team performed.
Right. All right, Jack, your thoughts?
Absolutely deserving. That's the thing with all of these awards. Everyone is deserving of these. Will Anderson absolutely should be there, should be the winner. But I did enjoy how close it was. He got 16 votes for first place. Then Jalen Carter got 14. And Kobe Turner, the defensive tackle for the Rams, also had 14 first place votes. You could have really given it to any one of those guys. I do think Will Anderson was the correct decision. But again, just another influx of young pass rushing studs, two of them on the interior, Will Anderson on the edge. So, man, we're just blessed with so much good defensive line talent.
Right.
Will Anderson absolutely deserves this. Game wrecker.
Carlos, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Will Anderson all the way. Yes, Jalen Carter had a great start to the year. As my man TJ just said, had a great start to the year, but he did tell off towards the end. The entire Eagles team tailed off towards the end, honestly. But it wasn't when you had a lot of guys made impacts, but no one actually stood out. Even Will Anderson didn't really stand out, but he's the bigger name, the third overall pick, and his success from the defensive standpoint for the Texans to bring them to the playoffs with D'Amico Ryans coaching that team, that really put the nail in the coffin for defensive rookie of the year. So Anderson was a choice by everybody else, pretty much.
Okay. So, again, did we finish this topic about the? I know Bob. I know Bob had went with the was going with Kansas City. So, Jack, if you don't mind, my brother, this topic, who do you think have the advantage when it comes to the special teams in this game?
Got to go with Kansas City. I don't know as much about the coverage and the rush lanes and all of that, but I do know that at kicker, Jake Moody, young guy, missed a kick early against the Detroit Lions, has missed several kicks throughout the season, whereas Harrison Butker, we know what he can do. We trust him. He is reliable. And then at punter, the 49ers do have a dominant punter in Mitch Wishnowsky, but Tommy Townsend, he was an all-pro just last year, 2022 all-pro. So there's an edge there as well. So I don't know as much about the coverage units, but when it comes to kicking the football, Chiefs win in both categories.
All right. And let's just keep it real, though. Honestly, when it comes down to special teams, we only think about the kickers. Obviously, I mean, the more important position is probably the punter, but both these punters are pretty on par with each other. As far as the kicking go, we've seen Moody like all year. He's been a wide right kind of guy all year. Remember that game against the Cleveland Browns? They were down with 19-17. They had a chance to win the game, and from 41 yards away, and he went wide right. 40 yards and up, I'm scared for the Niners in this game. Now, it's indoors. That's the big thing. It's indoors, so there should be any wind going around here to alter these footballs. But if you go down to a pressure situation, we already seen Butker just last year with a game-winning field goal over the Eagles. Although it wasn't from crazy long, but it was someone that you can trust. As far as Booty goes, we've seen him have lapses kicking that football pretty much all year. in big time situations. So 40 plus, who do I trust more? Obviously Butker. 40 plus is Butker all day. Moody, I don't trust it because I haven't seen it enough. So I'm gonna go to edge Kansas City.
So he's going there with Kansas City on that one. Next topic. Well, this was the one where it started. Right. Bob went strictly. Bob said Kansas City, hands down, the entire staff. Bob, if you don't mind, elaborating on that for us again, please.
Yeah, of course. And there's no disrespect to San Francisco's staff. I love the 49ers staff. Love Kyle Shanahan, Clint Kubiak, Brian Greasy, terrific offensive staff. Steve Wilkes, highly respected defensive coordinator. And again, it's a young staff. But Andy Reid, Steve Spagnuolo, those guys, they have the skins on the wall. They have the Lombardis in their trophy case. So until Kyle Shanahan and his crew, at least win one, you have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame play caller. Steve Spagnuolo is in the zone when it comes to designing his schemes and play calling. They're calling the blitzes into just the right situations. So yeah, I love the 49ers staff, but you got to go with this Kansas City Chiefs. Big check mark in the coaching advantage in this game.
Gotcha. Jeremy, your thoughts?
KC. I mean, I don't think I need to elaborate on that. We all know Andy Reid. We all know how good he is, what he's managed to accomplish, in this league. I mean, guy's a Hall of Famer for sure. This is probably the easiest yes for me I'm gonna have today for a question.
All right, Jack, your thoughts.
I mean, you can't disagree with anything that's already been said. Andy Reid has got it done time after time, year after year, and not just with the Kansas City Chiefs either. He went to 4 straight NFC championships with the Philadelphia Eagles. This is just who he is. Steve Spagnuolo has been playing or calling plays with like a madman. He has been absolutely insane. All the respect in the world to Kyle Shanahan, but to be the best, you got to beat the best, and Andy Reid's the best.
Andy Reid getting go ahead, Carlos. Go ahead.
I'm about to say we've seen. We all know about the 28-3 comeback Patriots or the Falcons with Kyle Shanahan being the OC, but people don't talk about just 2019 when these same two teams played. Niners up 20-10 in the fourth quarter. Another collapse by Kyle Shanahan. Y'all forget about that. So and with Shanahan got his first ever win as a head coach for the Niners. When they were down at halftime, I believe that was the Lions, right? His first ever win down after halftime. So it tells you, like, if you have a halftime lead, the Niners don't make great adjustments outside of that game against the Lions. And that was more of the Lions imploding, in my opinion, not more of the Niners, being straight dominant. So there is a flaw in the Shanahan system right now. Andy Reid, the biggest stages of his life, we've seen him. They just go out there and win. They go out there and win. So clearly it's an Andy Reid over Shanahan, Andy Reid's coaching staff, because Spagnuolo has been off the charts with his calling on defense. And as the 49ers go, let's keep it real, including the playoffs now, right? We've seen the last 5 or 6 games, regular season wise as well. The Niners on defense just have not been up to par. And let's be real, those wins over the Packers and Lions, they had to do a lot more of the Packers and Lions detonating than the Niners really playing great defense. So right now, the coaching staff for the Chiefs is off the charts, head and shoulders, in my opinion, better than the Niners. But that's why you play the game.
Right. And when I think about this game here, I think about Andy Reid getting fired in Philadelphia actually was a blessing, because I think Andy Reid had a trajectory that he would have been today's Marv Levy. Marv Levy made 4 straight Super Bowls. Andy Reid made 4 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl, but was unable to win the big game. But he goes to Kansas City. He has a veteran in Alex Smith, and then he inherits arguably right now the greatest quarterback in the National Football League, and Patrick Mahomes, and right now they are on a historic run, chasing greatness. And I think, like you said, I have to give an edge to Andy Reid and his coaching staff. And right now, there's an article I believe I saw on ESPN about right now is Spagnuolo. Could he possibly be the greatest defensive coordinator of all times? You have to start looking at this man's resume. I see Bob. Bob's like, I don't know. Bob, you think they just wrote that for clickbait? Because I see Bob's down there like, nah, though. Let's go to Bob. I want to hear Bob's thoughts on this.
Hey, listen, I don't know about clickbait, and again, you got to respect what Spags has done. But the greatest defensive coordinator of all time, I mean, come on. First of all, some guy named Bill Belichick, well before he was a head coach, might have a word to say about that. And I know this isn't you, Dolph. This is more of a stab at the Goodell regime and the national media. The greatest of all time does not have to be right now in every single category. We can admire the greatness. We can admire the accomplishments, but you have to respect those that came before you too. Spags, great defensive coordinator, one of the best defensive coordinators, one of the best coordinators on either side of the ball in the league today, no doubt. But greatest of all time, my opinion, I don't think so.
Gotcha. I didn't either. I was going to say what the other was said. All right, fam. All right, next question. Who wins defensive MVP in today's game? Who will be the defensive MVP in today's game? Let's go with Jack. Jack, let's start with you.
Well, because I believe Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, I got to pick a Kansas City defender. And for that reason, I am picking Chris Jones. Chris Jones against this 49ers offensive line is going to be wreaking havoc. I doubt they have him rushing that much from that right defensive end position. They try to keep him away from Trent Williams, have him rush against Colton McKivitz on the right tackle, have him rush against John Feliciano in the interior offensive line, whoever it is. Chris Jones can beat up on these guys, make Brock Purdy move. Now, here's the thing. Brock Purdy is underrated as an athlete. He is able to make people miss in the backfield, but I think Chris Jones is going to be too much for Brock Purdy in this 49ers offensive line. So give me Chris Jones.
Chris Jones. All right, Jeremy, your thoughts.
I'm going to go with Nick Bosa. I want it to be the Niners to win, so I'm going with Nick Bosa because, like Jack alluded to, it's got to be somebody that is on the winning team, right? So,
right.
Obviously, I'm tipping my hat on that one. I got the Niners win tonight, but I'm going to go with Nick Bosa. I think Nick Bosa is going to be the guy that's going to come in and change that game for them. He's going to get that pressure on. He's going to force Mahomes to make some mistakes, and I think that's going to be it.
Carlos.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a wild card here. Obviously, I had the Chiefs winning, so I got to go with a Chiefs guy. I'm going to go Trent McDuffie. Yeah, I'm going to take a look. Obviously, Chris Jones is going to bring the pressure. But McDuffie's going to have the second guy, and it's probably a lot of Debo because they move Debo around a lot. But I can look at maybe a tip ball, a couple interception here or there, pick six maybe, something like that. I think McDuffie, because Snead has been on lock. He's been locked down all year long. So if Snead is against Ayuk, which I'm thinking is going to happen, you can kind of cut Ayuk out the way. Well, now you have McDuffie against everybody else pretty much. He's going to see a lot of action in this game. So it could either be a really good game, McDuffie, or a really bad game. So if I'm going to go with a wild card, I'm going to say Trent McDuffie, the second-year quarterback, to get MVP for defense for the Chiefs.
All right. Next up, offensive MVP. I'm going to start this one because I came on. I told y'all who going to be the offensive MVP. That's right. Mr. Irrelevant himself. He going to be relevant today. And that's who I'm going with. Brock Purdy will be offensive MVP of the day. He will bring the kryptonite to Superman. Superman will go down today. Well, I'm picking right now, and I'm going to pick it again when we pick in a second. I'm going with the 49ers. I'm going with Brock Purdy. And Purdy throws for 250. And like Carlos said, 2 tutties. That's what I'm going with. All right, Jack, go on with you, Jack. What you got on that one, Jack?
I hope you're right. I would love to see Brock Purdy win MVP and silence all the doubters. I am not a Brock Purdy hater at all, but I do think the Kansas City Chiefs win that. And so with them winning, I think it's going to be Travis Kelce, Super Bowl MVP, the award.
Oh, Lord. Can you imagine that?
I know. But it just completes the story. It completes the story that we have been seeing. They're predisposed to try to not give it to Patrick Mahomes because he's won Super Bowl MVP in the past. Travis Kelce has a big day. I don't think we get the proposal after he wins MVP like some people are betting on. Do not put that parlay together. Kelce MVP plus Taylor Swift proposal. But Travis Kelce MVP, Travis Kelce final touchdown scorer, Chiefs win. Bet on all of those.
Got you. Bob.
You guys are all smarter than I am, but I'm going to be smarter than you on this particular question. I am not going to tip my hat to who wins the game. So I'll say this. If the San Francisco 49ers win, it's going to be because Brock Purdy comes up big and puts on an MVP performance because everybody knows what Christian McCaffrey can do. If the Chiefs win, I'm going to go with Pacheco, my man, because the 49ers have been a little bit vulnerable against the run, especially through the playoffs. And, if Kansas City wins, I see them taking advantage of that. And I see a guy like Pacheco getting on a roll while Mahomes does his thing. And, like one of you guys just said, even the greats, the Montana, the Brady's, they even when they were winning their Super Bowls, they gave a token MVP to someone else during that streak. So if Kansas City wins, Isaiah Pacheco gets the token MVP here.
I actually like that. I actually like that pick. Jeremy, your thoughts?
I'm gonna go with C-Mac. I'm gonna mix it up from Purdy. I'm going with C-Mac because I think you got to go with the guy that really has churned that offense, right? You want to win this game, you got to go to your go-to, and that's going to be C-Mac. Whether it's throwing, whether it's running, blocking, whatever it's going to take, they're going to use him every chance they get because this is it. There is no tomorrow after today. So for me, it's going to be C-Mac. They're going to get him involved every way they can, and I think he's going to put up some filthy numbers tonight.
I'm going to throw a wild card in here with you guys. And the wild card is the other tight end on the other side, who I think has been kind of quiet in these playoffs, kind of quiet this season, in George Kittles. I think Kittles could possibly change this game because if you think about leading up to this game, we've been talking about Kelce, even Pacheco, even the young receiver Rice for the Chiefs, for the 49ers, of course, CM3, Purdy, IU, and Debo. Kittles can change this game for the 49ers. So I think George Kittles could be that. I'm going to call him the X factor today for the 49ers, but Brock Purdy's going to be MVP. So I'm sticking to it. I ain't changing my mind, even though Bob disagreed with me. I don't care. All right. We're being joined by our other co-host. He's coming in straight from the pulpit, straight to the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the legendary Coach Rock is in the house. Coach Super Bowl, what's going on, baby?
Coach, you're muted, man.
You're muted with your Chiefs. Oh, you're muted.
Y'all got me? Y'all can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Check it out. I'm rocking the LSU cap today. Represent Louisiana. Y'all ain't saw the black Chief jersey on Clyde. Baby. You know what I'm saying? And you see that number 10 hanging up behind me, huh?
Yeah.
MVP of the Super Bowl today, baby. You heard
Come
me?
on.
You got it first right here.
Ooh.
Number 10.
Pacheco,
Pacheco, baby.
Okay. I thought you were having amnesia. I thought you were talking about the cheetah for a minute. I was like,
no, sir.
Yeah, you scared me for a second. For a second.
The damn strawberry and cream oatmeal, man.
Man.
Get the Dolph.
I got a little when I got out the pulpit. I had to grab a little something coming out the pulpit.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Now the Chiefs say they're going to prioritize re-signing Chris Jones and Ladarius Sneed on the open market. Jack, just roughly your thoughts on Chris Jones. How big of a bidding war you think the Chiefs will have for Chris Jones?
Oh, it's going to be absolutely massive for both of these players. And I think, unfortunately, for the Chiefs, they're going to have to choose one or the other. And given that Chris Jones has kind of indicated he wants Aaron Donald money, he wants to be in consideration for the highest paid defensive player in football. I think he's going to walk. I think he's going to have suitors elsewhere. Maybe it's the Chicago Bears who have a bunch of money to spend. There are a lot of teams. The Cincinnati Bengals have been linked to Chris Jones repeatedly. So I think Chris Jones ultimately walks and sees a contract probably 28, 29. I don't think he's going to reach 30 million a year like Aaron Donald, but he's going to be damn close.
Gotcha. Bob, your thoughts?
If the Chiefs are able to get a restructure done with Patrick Mahomes, and they probably will, we're hearing a lot of stories come out of Kansas City about, Pat Mahomes is going to pull a Tom Brady, what he did his last handful of years with the Patriots and drastically reduce his deal, to kind of kick the can down the road, like my Saints have done for so many years. If they're able to free up that kind of money, then Kansas City will likely keep both Jones and Snead. They'll give one the big multi-year deal, and then they'll franchise tag the other while they work out an extension. And I think Chris Jones is going to be the first guy they get done because of the thing that you just said. He's going to command such immediate attention on the open market for a pass rusher. The franchise tag is ultimately going to be higher than what it is for a cornerback. So the Chiefs have that in mind. They'll be willing to take the immediate hit by getting a bigger deal done with Chris Jones right away. And then again, I look for them to franchise tag Snead. With the way this defense is playing, you can't let either one of these guys out the door, and I think they know that.
Gotcha. Carlos and Jeremy, your thoughts on it?
Now, I completely agree with Bob, man. They're going to go ahead and franchise, I believe, Snead. But you got to get a deal done ASAP for Jones, because those two guys are the reason why, like major reasons why, that you're in the position that you're in right now. Now, Snead obviously has a breakout season this year, but we've seen Chris Jones. It's the reason why he's commanding that kind of money right now, because he's been so freaking dominant. And literally, if you let him go, he's taking the next day. Like, out the door, he's taking. So you got to get Chris Jones now, sign him to a big deal. I don't care how much it is. Pat Mahomes, he's a team player. I know he is. He's going to probably take some kind of restructure of his contract to keep this thing going, because Pat Mahomes has got moolah, baby. He's got State Farm money. So, so he's good. So I think they're going to find a way to keep not only Jones, but Snead, but obviously Snead to be franchised, and Jones will get the big deal that he wants.
Okay. Jeremy, your thoughts?
Yeah, Fam's 100% right on this one. I mean, Mahomes will do whatever he has to do to keep this team together. I don't see in any which way that both of these guys are gone. If I'm Chris Jones, the thing is, I can get paid if I stay in KC. You're with a team that's got a chance to win, I hate to say it, a couple more championships probably, as long as you got Mahomes there at this point. Right. So, what is it the money? Is it the championships? What's the thing that motivates you? I mean, you're making $25 million, $30 million. Does it really matter at that point, honestly? When you can win more championships with one team than another. So to me, yeah, I think they're going to sign Jones. They're going to have to figure that out, or he's going to be gone. And Snead, they could definitely franchise tag him. And I think that's the smarter move to go down that road.
All right. Coach, your thoughts?
See me after the Super Bowl. I talked to you about that after the Super Bowl. We got one job to do today, baby. Let's go get this bowl.
Yeah. I was waiting for someone to say that. Why are we talking about this right now?
All right. And my last thing on is this. Has Chris Jones surpassed Aaron Donald as the most feared interior defensive lineman in the league?
No. It's still Aaron Donald. Still Aaron Donald. Donald's got the cachet. Even a down year like this year from Aaron Donald, we haven't spoken much of his name. He was still dominant this year. And
still first team All-Pro in December.
Right. No one talks about him. Dude, this is a freak of nature. And if he does retire the next couple of years, he's going to still retire versus prime, because he's been talking retirement for the last couple of years. So even he leaves now, this year or next year, he's in his prime. The dude is still a freak of nature, man.
Gotcha. All right, family. Next up for us, Brock Purdy's 2023 season list, and the kid had a 12-4 record, 31 touchdowns, 11 intercepts, a QB rate of 113, completion percentage, you see it, 69.4%. Coach, Brock Purdy simply simply successful because of the Shanahan system, or does this kid possess something more than what people are giving him credit for?
Nah, man, the kid possessed more than what people give. He showed you that last week when plays broke down. He broke down. He got out. He made plays when the plays wasn't there. So this kid, he has something special about him, man. Forget what the naysayers and all other people say. The kid showed you last week that he can actually get the job done. That's the reason they're actually in the Super Bowl, man. So forget the naysayers, and the kid can play football, bro. Point blank.
Gotcha. Bob, your thoughts?
Brock Purdy's a football player, pure and simple. Yes, the Kyle Shanahan system is a very quarterback-friendly system, but if anybody could do it, then Trey Lance wouldn't be sitting in Dallas right now. That's the way I look at it. Brock Purdy is a football player. He's an NFL caliber quarterback, and he's a good one. Is he an elite one? It's too early to tell, but I'm not going to say he's not either. He is every bit of reason why San Francisco is here as any of the other stars on that team. And if you're talking about a system quarterback, then you wouldn't be saying that kind of thing about these guys, a guy like this. So yeah, he's a very, very good quarterback with a career trajectory still pointing very much upward and the potential to be elite. Brock Purdy is a football player, and that's the highest compliment that you could pay to these guys. And gentlemen, it has been a pleasure being on with you, but I got to run. Thank you, fam. It is a pleasure as always. We got to catch up a couple times this off season.
We'll do, Bob. Enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday, man. Thank you. Say hello to the family for me, my man.
We'll do, brothers. Have a good one. Later.
You too. Have a good one, Bob. All right. That was Mr. Bob Rose. All right. Jeremy, then Jack, your thoughts on the same question.
Yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy, he's getting the job done. I mean, yeah, he's put in the right system, but he's still got to perform when he's in that system regardless. So no matter which way you slice it, and I do like Trey Lance. I still think there's a career for him somewhere, sometime. Granted, it's not going to be Dallas as a third stringer, but Brock Purdy's done the job. I mean, he had that one real bad game with 4 picks. I cannot for the life of me remember what team that was or what game that was, but
probably Ravens, I think. Maybe.
Ravens.
I think you're right. It was the Ravens. Yep. I mean, other than that, he's had a good season. I mean, yeah, he's got talent around him, but you still, at the end of the day, got to make the plays when you're holding that ball. So, to me, Brock Purdy is very much a legit quarterback. He's going to have a great career, I think. And, I mean, this is just a stepping stone for him. And, man, pretty impressive to see what he's done, for Mr. Relevant. Very much a Tom Brady-esque type of moment. Do I think he's ever going to be at that level? Probably not. I don't know if we'll ever see that in our lifetimes again. But the guy's given it a hell of a ride so far.
Yes, he has. Jack.
Well, I would agree. Brock Purdy is a system quarterback, but as you know on this show, every quarterback is a system quarterback. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they're all system quarterbacks, and they just run their system. So does the Kyle Shanahan offense help Brock Purdy? Does it accentuate his strengths? Absolutely, because he's sneaky athletic. He's great on the run. He can make people miss in the pocket, can scramble, as we unfortunately saw against the Detroit Lions. So he can make plays when the play breaks down. We saw that pass to Kyle Juszczyk down the sideline. Saw some risky passes to Juwan Jennings, but Brock Purdy is just a gamer, and he may never be an elite quarterback. He may never have the elite physical talent of some of these other guys in the NFL, but at worst, Brock Purdy is a very good starting quarterback in the NFL. There was always that talk, Andy Dalton, he's the meridian of quarterback. You have a starting quarterback. Is he good enough? Should you move on from him? That's not the case with Brock Purdy. He is officially just a good quarterback in the NFL.
All right. Carlos.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Answer that.
I never get the hate. I never understand the hate for Brock Purdy. The man has been to now 2 straight NFC championships, now a Super Bowl, obviously. And who knows if he ever gets hurt in that last year, they might be back-to-back Super Bowl representatives for the NFC. But all this about, oh my God, he's not that good because he has talent around him. I'm sorry. Like, aren't you supposed to have talent around you to get the ball to? And he's making the right plays. He's playing ball, and he's the reason or a main reason they're at the position they're right now. So Brock Purdy deserves all the love and none of the hate because this is now year 2 of his career. He's been to 2 NFC Championship games and now 1 Super Bowl. He's a stud of a quarterback. Is he the best? When you go top 10, maybe at that 10-ish area, but that's still damn good for today's NFL quarterback. And I don't want to know if I'm a quarterback. Why would I want to prove that I could do well with less? Why would I want to prove that? So if I got Kittle, McCaffrey, Ayuk, Debo around me, I want to continue to use that. Give a damn about what you say about who I got, as long as I'm making the plays. He's making the right plays. It's, oh, well, if he wasn't making the right plays, then he'd just be another quarterback, but he's making those plays. So he's so damn good that the media is saying, well, wait a minute, it's because of the other guys. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. But Purdy's he don't care. My man is in the Super Bowl and looking to win maybe MVP or just a Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, it's wins and losses, and Brock Purdy has got a lot of wins and few losses in his career.
Right. And then that can go opposite too. With all that talent, if he wasn't as successful, then it'll be, well, exactly. Look at all the talent he has, and he's not successful, so he's not good. Right. So like you said, can't win for losing. I like Brock Purdy. Gentlemen, did the NFL honors, did the NFL nation get it right when they named Browns Kevin Stefanski as NFL Coach of the Year? Who got snubbed on in your opinion? I'm gonna start with you, Coach.
I don't really think got snubbed. I mean, it's just opinionated. You know what I'm saying? All this is opinionated. Right. So it is what it is, really, though. You know, gotcha. There's so many great coaches. I mean, you got D'Amico in Houston. I mean, there's a lot of all this is just opinionated on a bunch of men that put suits on, sit behind a desk, look good, smell good all day, and just pass opinions, you know. So it's just opinionated to me, man. But a shout out to all the coaches, man, because it's a hard job being a head coach, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot to deal with. And just a shout out to all of them, bro, to be honest with you.
Right. All right, Jack, your thoughts.
So I will agree. Kevin Stefanski absolutely deserving of this award to get that many wins with the Cleveland Browns with 4 different quarterbacks. Yes, he is deserving, but I still do think there's a snub, and I think that is, of course, Dan Campbell. It should have been a 3-man race. Kevin Stefanski and D'Amico Ryans, they tied in points, and then Kevin Stefanski, he gets more first-place votes, so he wins the award. Dan Campbell should have been in that same conversation. It should have been the 3 of them up there. The fact that Dan Campbell was a distant third breaks my heart. And I know it's not a playoff award. They vote before the playoffs start, but still 12 wins with the Detroit Lions and you're not even in the running, really. That bothers me, but still, I'm not going to take anything away from Kevin Stefanski. He absolutely deserves it. Stephen Stefanski. Oh, that was also great. The real winner, according to the announcers.
All right, Jeremy, your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, there's part of me that thinks McDermott maybe deserved a little bit of a shot. Granted, the Bills were, AFC East champs a few years now, but going 6-6, being on the outside looking in, everyone calling for in his head. And then taking the team to the 2nd seed. Didn't get the job done again this year, but, I got to go with Jack on this. Dan Campbell, if we have to pick a snub, I mean, for what he's done with Detroit, for what that team has put together, I mean, that is something special. I mean, I would play for that guy in a heartbeat. I mean, he just makes you want to run through a wall. Like, if that guy doesn't get you fired up, even if you are not a Lions fan, I don't know. Because when you hear him talk, the enthusiasm, the energy, the passion, all that stuff just comes shining through, and is even just a person watching him. It's like, man, I want to go out there and run through a wall for you. I will go tackle somebody if I have to. But Stefanski, I mean, for what that team has had adversity-wise, with Chubb going down, all the quarterbacks, to make it to the playoffs, to be that successful, that is not an easy job to get that team to keep rallying around numerous people. So I don't think that was a bad choice. But Dan Campbell, I'm with Jack on this one. I definitely think he deserved a little bit more love than that.
Right. Hey, Dolph, a question for Jeremy right quick. Jeremy, I heard you say, Coach. I heard you say Coach McDermott. Do you think Coach McDermott is kind of on the hot seat? I mean, because you got to look at the Bills. They've been knocking on the door. And has he gotten everything out this team that he can get now? Your opinion on that?
I think he's still on the hot seat, in my opinion. I mean, I was one of the people at 6-6. I was looking for them to possibly get rid of him. I mean, obviously they made the change. They brought in Brady as the OC. I think that was kind of the, getting rid of Dorsey was kind of the sacrificial lamb, if you will, letting him go and making that change. But I think McDermott is still very much on the hot seat. Depending on who you ask in Bills Mafia, a lot of people might disagree with me on that. But look, how many times can we, win the division, get in the playoffs, and not get anywhere further? Like we have got to get over the hump. And Josh Allen, he's not getting younger. He's not getting more limber. So we've only got a few more years left on that, bandwagon as far as that goes with Allen and a team we have. And honestly, I don't know. If I'm looking, I'm Terry Pagula, I'm very much considering what's out there for coaching options. And I don't hate McDermott. I just don't know if we're going to get any further with him than we've seen. And he's had plenty of chances and plenty of talent. So if we moved on from him tomorrow, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be sad. I wouldn't be upset.
Okay.
So.
Gotcha.
Well, I understand. First of all, I do think that Coach Campbell should have been in the running for Coach of the Year. I do feel he got snubbed. But as far as Stefanski winning the award, no.
You don't like it, huh?
Don't like it. Listen, everything he endured with losing his quarterbacks, having the old man Winter Joe come off the couch to get him to the playoffs and everything. Him and his staff should be applauded for that. But at the beginning of this season, there is not one person that had the Houston Texans not advancing to the playoffs, but to the divisional round of the playoffs, win the AFC South with a rookie quarterback who will have a historic start to his career, no big name receivers. He turned Nico Collins, and listen, they would say earlier, Nico Collins had a breakout year, but that quarterback that he had helped him to have a career year. There was no big name on the offensive side of the ball. So, and you get a rookie head coach in D'Amico Ryans. He's coming back home to a team that he actually played for. You're starting off with a new rookie quarterback, a new rookie head coach, a new staff. Your roster has been flipped upside down. And for the job that they did, I just think that D'Amico Ryans should have been the coach of the year. But again, congratulations to Coach Stefanski for winning the award. I just thought it should have been D'Amico Ryans, but every one of those gentlemen are worthy of that award. So congratulations to them all.
Now on that, Dolph, and to all y'all, I heard y'all say about Coach Campbell. I think I would have been the Indian giver to Coach Campbell. I think he deserved Coach of the Year, but damn it, after that NFC Championship game, I would have been in the locker room. Coach, I need this trophy back because I know we can't do nothing about it, but in my heart, bro, I feel Detroit was the best team in the National Football League this year. I really think they'll beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl. I really think this team, and I know they blew the lead, but I think he kicked the field goal. We go to 27-27. I think that'll put that pressure on Frisco. I think Frisco would have felt that. I really think Detroit, with all the breakdowns they had in that second half, still would have managed to pull that game out if he just would have just did what he needed to do. So I would have been like, I got to get that trophy back, Coach.
I agree with Coach Rock. As far as I would have chose Dan Campbell myself as the Coach of the Year. If this was a full season award, then yeah, you might want to take that thing back too. But it's only a regular season. But I would have chose Dan Campbell one. I think Stefanski was my third because I would have D'Amico Ryans too. Of what Dolph mentioned about this resurgence of the Houston Texans. I thought Stefanski, yes, I mean you lost Nick Chubb, which was tough. Week 2, you lost. You had 4 quarterbacks. I get that. But this Browns team, outside of being spectacular on defense at home, they are really moving the needle for me as a team. Right. And we saw in the playoff game on the road when they mollywopped by DeMeco Ryans, Houston Texans. So I would have had Campbell 1, Ryans 2, Stefanski 3, but still, regardless though, like Coach Rock said, being a head coach is not easy at all. So Stefanski, with all that he went through, still found a way to get to the playoffs. And it's just unfortunate they weren't the best in the AFC North to host a game because they're just the opposite team on the road.
Gotcha. All right. And Coach, that's the great Patrick Mahomes. This was a down year for Patrick Mahomes. Maybe this is a career year for some guys, but for Patrick Mahomes, it was a down year. 10-6, 27 touchdowns, 14 intercepts, a QB passing rate of 92.6. He completed 67% of his completions, but in the playoffs, he has been simply the best. He's been Patrick Mahomes when he's needed to be Superman. He's been Superman. He's going to have to be Superman today to get the Chiefs cross this line, to get them cross the line today. I don't think they get the job done. Again, I'm picking the 49ers to win this game. And Coach doesn't like it. So let's go. Let's pick this game right now. I'm going to start off. I already said it at the start. I'm going to say it again. 49ers shock the nation. 49ers win the day. 29-25. Now, I got a reason for picking 29-25, too, because I'm on the football board, too. So.
Yeah. I'm about to say, please tell me the reason. Random ass 29-25.
29-25, baby. 29-25.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Somebody got Niners 9 and Chiefs 5 on his on his board right now. Trying to win some money.
Dolph, I'm gonna say this, bro. I think this has been Patrick Mahomes' best year at quarterback, and it's not going off stats. It's going off.
I know why. Yeah, go ahead.
The incomplete, the drops by his receivers. Yet he never threw them under the bus. He kept their head in the game. He kept them in the game. You saw in the playoffs that they improved drastically. He has put this team on his back, and he has willed this team to the Super Bowl. I don't really feel like this would be, if the 49ers win or upset, because from top to bottom, the 49ers have the better roster, personnel-wise and everything. So I think if Mahomes win this Super Bowl, which he will do, I think this is the best job he's done as a quarterback, man. Taking the team, putting it on his back, and willing it to a championship. And then all the naysayers say, hey, he can't go into Buffalo and win. He did that. He's not going to go into not Baltimore and beat the great Lamar Jackson. He did that. So what more can you say with the climax of the Kansas City Chiefs winning 27-24 in the Super Bowl today?
All right, Coach got it 27-24. Jack, what's your pick for this game?
As I have mentioned, I do have the Kansas City Chiefs winning. I do have Travis Kelce catching the final touchdown and winning MVP to win the game 31-28. Patrick Mahomes is able to torch this secondary, but I think Brock Purdy is going to be able to make some plays. He's going to have 2 touchdown passes. Christian McCaffrey's going to have a rushing score as well. You already know that. Lock it in. So that's 21 points right there. And I think the 49ers are going to be able to add a little bit more. So 31-28 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jerry, what's your thoughts, man?
Dolph, I'm with you. I'm going Niners. I can't.
Jack, you was becoming my favorite guy. You just that fast. You moved off the Jack.
Look, Coach, I gotta go.
That's Jeremy. That's Jack. Jack
went
with you. That's Jeremy. Jack went with you, Coach.
Oh man.
I got 27-21 Niners.
Yeah, man, Jeremy.
Coach, I can't. You know, Josh Allen, the Bills. Like I gotta feel some
It's not too late, Jerry. It's not too late. It's not too late, man. Just think about it.
Josh Allen and the Bills next year. That's what we'll be talking about. I hope it better be.
Carlos.
Oh man, this is all right. Well, as far as Pat Mahomes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, man. And I agree with Coach Rock. This is Pat Mahomes' best season as a quarterback because of the first time we've seen him have adversity. and he overcame it because let's be honest. And before I get to this, I want to ask y'all. It's clear that there's going to be a big name receiver going to the Chiefs next year. Yeah. Jack, I want to know for your thoughts, and Jeremy as well, and even Coach, who do you think is that big name receiver next year going to Kansas City? How about you, Jack?
I think that Mike Evans, T. Higgins, I think they're going to end up returning home more than likely, but at least Mike Evans returns to the Buccaneers. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be big in on T. Higgins. If he gets the franchise tag, if he sticks with the Cincinnati Bengals, DeAndre Hopkins plus someone else would be my expectation, but swing for the fences, go for a Mike Evans, go for a T. Higgins, and completely change that locker room.
How about you, Jeremy?
I like D-Hop going. I think he's looking for a true contender, and I think they make enough attractive offer around him to be able to bring him over and bring him in. I don't see T. Higgins going. I don't think Cincinnati's going to let him go. Evans, I mean, he's a face of the franchise in Tampa Bay. I mean, all those 1,000-yard seasons, they're not going to let him walk. They can't. He leaves, that team is completely toast as far as I'm concerned. I think D-Hop is the next best option that they're going to be able to have a shot at.
But you, Coach, you think someone going to Kansas City?
Man, look, my wife and them, they always go in Target. They always go in these big stores. And I always say, where's the nearest Five Below? I'm looking for that bargain. Michael Thomas to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh. Yes.
And hey, it's funny because I was going that route, Coach. I'm glad you said that because I was getting ready to say Michael Thomas. I said I think to restart his career, to be that number 1 or 2 option compared to Kelsey, obviously. I think Thomas goes to Kansas City on a cheaper deal than a Mike Evans per se, because Mike Evans, albeit he's been in the league 10 years and he's had a phenomenal career, he's going to want the bag wherever he goes. I think Kansas City can't really afford the bag per se for a number 1 receiver, but a guy like Mike Thomas will fit just fine with a Pat Mahomes. But going to my pick though. Mahomes had his best year, in my opinion, just the adversity and all the naysayers saying that he couldn't win the road, like that was a bad thing because he never played on the road because they were so damn good that they never had a road game. So why is that a bad thing when he's shown in his career, albeit regular season, was the best damn road team with Mahomes there at the time was 39-11 on the road in his career. So I was like, to go into Buffalo, to beat the Bills, right? To go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens, and they only won it because of Pat Mahomes, the Pat Mahomes effect, I call it, because he makes teams play out of their element. We know the way to beat the Chiefs, is via the run, and you have the best running back with a great offensive line, but we also had Lamar Jackson and that Ravens team, which led the league in rushing, I think 6 years in a row, only run the ball 11 times. That's called the Pat Mahomes effect. I am curious. The first drives, or the first 2 drives by each team is going to determine, in my opinion, who's going to win this game, right? If Mahomes gets any points, whether it's be a 3 or 6, right? First drive or second drive, could that change the 49ers' way of thinking? If Brock Purdy throws the ball 45 times, they lose. If Brock Purdy throws the ball 30 to 33 times, the Niners probably win. Right now, I'm going to bank on the Kansas City Chiefs win this game, but I'm going lower score than Pope. I got Chiefs 24-23. Kansas City 24-23. Back-to-back championships.
We got to do double jump. We're going back to Jeremy. Jeremy, think about this. Who's going to win the game? I'm going to give you another opportunity.
Coach, you are
let dogs be the lone wolf, Jeremy. Let dogs be the lone wolf. I'm going to let you go back to Jeremy.
Let me roll, baby.
I am not going to abandon Dolph on this one.
That's right.
All right. I appreciate it.
All right. That's why I love you, Jeremy. That's why I love you, man. All right, Jeremy, we got my back. We family.
So I think I might just reach out to Stephon Diggs and say, hey, what about Kansas City next year, buddy?
That could be talked, but if I'm a Chiefs, I don't go with Stephon. Stephon's a headache already as it is. How you on you're with the second best quarterback or the third best quarterback in the NFL, and you have these massive games all year, and you go to playoffs every year, and you still went out. Like,
I'm just trying to
what
pull
more do you
Jeremy
want
over
besides
with
Pat
us.
Mahomes?
I'm just trying to pull Jeremy over with us.
I'm going. Well, with that being said, I'm going with Mike Evans going to Kansas City.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. He got the bag. He already got the money. He got the accolade. To put a bow on his Hall of Fame career, he needs that ring.
Can I give you an inside scoop?
What better place to go than the Kansas City and play with
Hold on. Not
only with Patrick Mahomes, but with the other Mike who y'all talked about, who they were trying to get there last year, but he decided to give it one more shot in New Orleans. That's right. I'm calling it. The Chiefs gonna wind up with Michael Thomas and the Kansas City Chiefs. Future Hall of not Kansas City. Well, he go be a Kansas City Chief.
Mike Evans.
Tampa Bay's Mike Evans.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
He got
both.
Sir.
I'm gonna tell you, it's already
Mike, huh?
The kid going home. He gonna sign with the Houston Texans, bro. He going
home.
Oh,
well, yeah, that's bro. You want to ring, bro? You're gonna play with Patrick Mahomes, man.
The kid going home.
You're not getting through Patrick Mahomes, bro. You go get the ring. Then you sign a 1-2 year deal. You give him an out. You win your ring. Then you go home to the Texans and you try to beat them. That's what I'm saying. I don't see it. But listen, the Texans have been, there is speculation out there, the coach, all playing aside, that he is looking at going home to play with the Texans.
I'm giving you inside that you ain't got from the outside that's inside already. He going home.
Oh, snap.
I got the inside from Coach. That day we get breaking news right here. Back we got our own
I'm telling you where he going. He going home.
Welcome to our Daily Golf versus Coach argument.
Yeah, ain't nothing but love. That's what we do, man. He a hater and all, but it's all good. All right, y'all know what time it is now. It is time for the final regular season and playoff edition of Straight Balling. We can get all that out the way because right now, you heard what Dolph said. I told you that Brock Purdy is going to be MVP, but he's not my straight balling player of the day. My straight balling player of the day does play for San Francisco, though. It won't be CM3. It won't be Brandon Ayuk, whatever, damn it. It won't be Debo either. Guess what? I'm going with the other tight end in the game. I'm going with the other all-pro tight end who don't have the world's biggest star sitting in his suite. And by the way, what's the over-under on cutaways of Taylor Swift trying to ride to the game? I get 2 or 3, 5 or 6. But
she gonna be there. She gonna be there. Ain't no way she missed that.
With all that being said, I'm going with George Kittle as my straight balling player of this game today. Jack, who you got?
I've got Travis Kelce. He's going to be the MVP. He's going to catch 10 passes. He's going to go for 120-plus yards. Man. He's going to have a touchdown early. He's going to have the final touchdown. People are going to be furious. The media is going to love it. And for the rest of the offseason, we will just hear Travis Kelce repeated over and over again because he's going to be the straight ballin' player of the day and the MVP.
And the MVP. All right.
Ooh-wee.
Jeremy, who you got?
C-Mac straight balling today, Dolph. Niners are going to win it. Swiss Army knife. That man has played enough. He's worked hard enough, grinded enough to get to this point. He's going to get that team across that finish line today. I have no doubt about it. He's going to just straight ball. He's going to put up at least a rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, and he's going to make that team take it to the top and knock down Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, Coach.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Coach.
My straight baller today going to open up the passing game.
Already know. Already know.
Right, y'all, baby.
Yeah.
Turn around, Coach. Turn around, Coach.
Right, y'all, baby. right here, baby.
Put the name on the
check
back.
on that, baby.
Go.
24 carries, 125 yards.
Ooh,
2 touchdowns.
I like that. I like that.
That's possible. That's possible. All right, Carlos.
Y'all, hey, look, y'all know my philosophy. I always say, little kids, keep it stupid simple. You know, just like this game itself, Niners versus Chiefs, when everyone wanted Lions versus Ravens, I said, y'all, it's going to be Chiefs and Niners because it's just what people don't want to see, the same old, same old. Well, guess what? We're about to see the same old in this game as well. Pat Mahomes balling out. You know he's going to get about 270 plus, 2 touchdowns at least. He's going to make a lot of crazy miracle plays in this game. He will be talked about. Yes, Kelsey will probably get the love because it's him and Swifty, right? If the Niners win, does George Kittle overtake Kelsey and kiss, Taylor Swift after the game? Who knows, right? But right now, the main man is going to be Pat Mahomes. He's going to be the straight balling player of the day, Super Bowl MVP, and the Chiefs win it. Ride on the horse. It's the same old, and you just got to respect it.
I got you. Listen, gentlemen, thank you all for being here. We want to thank everybody in the chat who joined us for a show and a half. Thanks to Zach.
God dog it, Zach.
Thank you, Zach. Love you, though, my man. Love you, my man. But listen, I want to thank Jack. I want to thank Jeremy. I want to thank Bob. I want to thank who else came here? Casey, my brother Casey. Casey was in here. Bernie came in here. Bernie on them gummies early in the morning, baby. Bernie was feeling good. Listen, it's been a great show. It's been a great year. Listen, don't keep those notifications on just because the season's ending. Listen, the draft is coming up. The scouting combine is coming up. Then before you know it, it's off-season workouts. We go be here on As the NFL Turns. I'm Dolph Jackson. That's Carlos. He's Coach. That's Jack. That's Jeremy. Hey, Super Bowl Sunday family. Enjoy the day. Stay safe. And remember, do not drink and drive.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, second nugget.
I can't do it with this man today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We out, family.
Hell to the cheese, baby.
Which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.